Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Libra February 18, 2025. You might benefit from connecting with information or someone who seems to boost your confidence today. Managing your resources, including your money, skills, and talents, enables you to refine and clarify your path and goals. Watch for some defensiveness or a tendency to want to prove something. Getting to a compromise and balance may be exhausting but ultimately worthwhile. Decisions made by higher-ups may be frustrating if they seem to go against your plans, or indecision is the result of alternatives that seem equally good or bad. You might be reminded of responsibilities that you'd prefer not to fulfill. Nevertheless, you're radiating good energy. Also today, you begin a new cycle that puts your love of learning in the spotlight. This long transit, lasting until January, is a time for broadening your perspective and entertaining new ideas and beliefs. Others can find your ideas especially unique and interesting. There can be new opportunities to learn, publish, communicate, promote, or form valuable cross-cultural connections. While astrology watches the luminaries and planets for the most prominent shifts within our lives, the asteroids also grant us subtle information, too. Pallas, the asteroid of wisdom and courage, will begin a lovely transit through Aquarius beginning today. This will bring a nuanced trend to your heart, emotions, and life. You will now be encouraged to embrace fairness, mutual respect, and communication at all costs. There could be a slight uptick in social engagement and community activity. You may find yourself and others more drawn to humanitarian perspectives. Financial tension will cause you to make a change. It is time to try something new, as the Moon in Libra trines Jupiter in your sign and squares Mars retrograde in Cancer. Recently, you could have felt like your luck is bound to change. Your confidence in these future changes is admirable, but you may want to do something to accelerate the process. Do not be afraid to seek new financial and professional possibilities aligned with something you enjoy doing. You may have a marketable idea, hobby, or talent that could be prosperous. Saying what you mean is going to seem much easier today. Your emotions may bubble up when you least expect it, and you may even send a stinging word out of your mouth without realizing it. The wise will take extra care to burn off energy in the body with exercise and will be mindful of getting proper rest. When the body is conditioned, the mind follows a more predictable path, and relating to others becomes more harmonious. At times you can get caught up in living for the moment. While this lends strength to your ability to put others at ease and to enjoy yourself, you may need to consider some planning, as well. The essence of this day can encourage you to explore furthering your education. While this certainly can be through formal and traditional ways, such as taking a class or course, it can also mean doing something like taking an in-house program at work. See what there is available to you. Planning and education will help you reach your goals. Just as Mercury is not only settling into his first full day in your career sector but as he joins an already formidable lineup of planets across the income, work and career fronts that have recently formed a united team, the Moon returns to a playful and creative part of your chart just as the Sun has reached his last weekend in your sector of adventure, travel, learning and discovery. This is highlighting a powering up of both sides of life's fence that is anything but temporary, making having the right work and life balance more important than ever. It is just as the Sun has reached its last weekend in an adventurous part of your chart that the Moon returns for its monthly visit to your romantic sector. Just days after clashing as a full moon, this puts the Sun and Moon back in harmony while bringing a chance to embrace the spirit of romance and adventure before the new working week begins. Especially with next week set to be a lot busier. Our eyes in the sky. The Moon in Libra forms a tense square with Mars retrograde in Cancer, stirring emotions that may feel like waves crashing against the shore, strong, unpredictable, and hard to control. This planetary alignment has the potential to bring moments of frustration, miscommunication, and impulsive reactions. Have you ever felt like you were holding something in for too long, only for it to come spilling out in a way you didn't intend? This transit can bring exactly that kind of emotional release, but not always in the most graceful way. Either you or someone around you might act out of character, responding with words or actions that stem from buried frustrations. If this happens, remember that while emotions can rise suddenly, they don't have to define the course of your relationships. On a social level, your presence is in high demand. People naturally gravitate toward you, seeking advice, reassurance, or simply the warmth of your company. Your ability to listen and respond with genuine care is something that others deeply appreciate. Have you ever had a moment where a friend told you that just talking to you made their day better? That kind of energy is flowing strongly now, making it an excellent time to strengthen connections. Whether it's old friendships growing deeper or new relationships forming, this is a period where meaningful bonds can flourish. You might even cross paths with someone who leaves a lasting impact, perhaps someone who changes your perspective, opens a door to new opportunities, or even, for some, the possibility of love. If past tensions still linger in any of your relationships, this is an opportunity to heal. Carrying the weight of unresolved issues can be exhausting, and sometimes, letting go of past grievances is the most freeing thing you can do. Have you ever held on to a misunderstanding for too long, only to later realize it wasn't worth the distance it created? If there's room for reconciliation, consider extending that olive branch. Every relationship has its ups and downs, but growth comes from learning how to move through challenges with understanding and grace. However, this energy can also make decision-making feel unpredictable. You may find yourself tempted to say yes to things that excite you in the moment, without fully thinking them through. Have you ever made an impulsive choice that seemed thrilling at first but later felt overwhelming? While embracing spontaneity can bring joy, it's also important to stay grounded. Be mindful of commitments, whether personal or professional, because not everyone can adjust to sudden changes as easily as you might. Instead of letting emotions dictate your choices, take a deep breath and ask yourself whether what you're saying yes to aligns with your bigger picture. If things don't go as expected, avoid falling into the trap of blame. It's easy to look for someone or something to hold responsible when things don't go smoothly, but blame only leads to more division. Have you ever had a situation that seemed like a setback at first, but later turned out to be exactly what you needed? Sometimes, challenges are just redirections in disguise. Instead of reacting with frustration, try shifting your perspective. What lessons can you take from the experience? How can you use this moment as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block? Financially, this is a favorable time, as your instincts for making beneficial decisions are particularly strong. Whether negotiating a business deal, discussing a raise, or considering a financial investment, your ability to assess situations with clarity is heightened. Have you ever trusted your gut on a financial decision and later realized it was the best move you could have made? That kind of intuitive wisdom is guiding you now, helping you navigate financial matters with confidence. However, while opportunities are opening up, it's important to stay realistic. Avoid taking unnecessary risks or setting expectations too high. If you remain strategic and patient, you'll find that things fall into place naturally. If you have any lingering financial matters that need attention, now is the time to address them. There's a good chance they'll resolve in your favor. As the day unfolds, reflect on how you are choosing to navigate the energy around you. Are you allowing frustration to dictate your actions, or are you taking control of your responses? Are you opening yourself up to meaningful connections, or are you letting pride or past wounds create unnecessary barriers? Every experience, whether smooth or challenging, carries an opportunity for growth. The universe is not bringing chaos to disrupt your path, but rather, to help you realign with your truth. Embrace the lessons, stay open to new perspectives, and trust that balance is always within your reach. What you put out into the world will return to you, so move forward with mindfulness, kindness, and confidence in the unfolding journey ahead.